your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
5 o'clock on this Thursday afternoon, now going into the evening hours, and we're noticing clearing skies across the majority of the area. You can actually see the line of clouds moving off to our east and southeast, and temperatures are in the 50s still after they've been that way since this morning. 52 currently in Champaign, 51 in Mattoon, 54 in Decatur, and 57 in Lincoln. You'll see that a majority of our viewing area has a lot of cloud cover, but this is our view from Peoria overlooking the Paradise Casino there. You got clear skies. So those clear skies are on the way into the area. That will translate to some cold temperatures overnight tonight as winds are still gusting to close to around 20-25 miles an hour. Backyard forecast for the evening, not exactly one of our better ones since it is chilly, and we're going to be looking at clearing skies though, and we'll talk about some cold conditions for Friday morning. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Field fires kept crews in central Illinois busy. We look at the damage one of them left behind. Plus, a truck drove through a group of protesters earlier this summer. Why the state's attorney isn't filing charges against that driver. And we're learning more about a deadly crash in central Illinois, what we know about those victims.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
They went across the field just like he poured gasoline on it. And it was just, you just couldn't stop it.
But eventually they did, thanks to the help of farmers and nearly a dozen departments. A field fire last night was under control. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini. It happened yesterday, right by the Piatt-Macon County line. That's about 10 minutes south of Cerro Gordo. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting joins us now. So, Courtney, this covered a huge area.
That's right, Paul. Hundreds of acres were burnt. Even a fire truck caught on fire while trying to fight it. Luckily, there were farmers around to help, like Edward Yoder, who used his tractor discs to stop it from spreading by tilling the soil. Yoder doesn't live far from where this happened. His wife saw the flames, and he went over to see if they needed anything. In a case like this, there's only so much a fire truck can do, which is why Yoder's quick action was so important.
Just happened to be in the right place, the right time when it turned out. I wasn't looking for this. I don't think nobody is. So I was just glad to do what little I could do.
Made that the fire covered about 500 acres worth of farmland. The truck that caught on fire was destroyed. That was Cerro Gordo's secondary engine. So they do have another one, but they said other departments have offered to loan them one if they need it. They're still looking into the cause of that fire, and they haven't made an official decision yet. But they think it may have started with a trash or limb fire that someone started nearby. Live in the newsroom, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Good to hear that another department's reaching out to help them if they need it. Courtney, thanks for that update. Now, although that fire wasn't started by farm equipment, experts do recommend farmers have a safety plan for when they're out in the field. They should have a working fire extinguisher with them at all times, regularly clean and maintain equipment. Now, a fire destroyed a home in Watseka this morning. Crews were called near the intersection of Chicago and Jackson Streets around 9 a.m. They say the fire was an accident caused by an electrical power strip. Now, the fire chief is reminding people to be more careful when using them.
If you don't have to, don't. Fortunately, so far, everybody's okay on this one that we know of, but they can cause problems, so be very careful with them.
One person escaped the fire, another had to be rescued by firefighters. Both are expected to survive, but the home is a total loss. Taylorville police arrested a man for child abuse after a 5-month-old was taken to the hospital for a broken bone. Police say Daniel Daly was charged with aggravated battery to a child. The baby was treated for a broken bone in the shoulder area. X-rays found he was healing from other injuries as well. Daly is being held at the Christian County Jail. Here are some new details tonight. The Champaign County State's Attorney isn't filing charges after a truck drove through a protest. It happened in front of Rogue Barber Company in July. The group was protesting the former barbershop's membership application, which asked people to sign off on not being part of Black Lives Matter. A video online showed a truck driving through the protest, but Champaign police say the state's attorney's office determined that it wasn't going to file charges against that driver. They say evidence shows the driver was moving slowly away from the scene, and protesters put themselves in front of the truck instead of getting out of the way. Here's an update. We now know the names of the 2 people killed in a crash earlier this week. Happened on I-57 near Paxton. The Iroquois County coroner says 26-year-old Aaron Reed from Onarga and 21-year-old Tazia Kreit from Pembroke Township both died. Investigators say Reed crossed the median and hit the car carrying Kreit. A semi hit Kreit's car, throwing her and all passengers from the car, including a 3-week-old baby. The baby, who was seriously hurt, was flown to the hospital. Decatur's mayor has tested positive for the coronavirus. Julie Moore-Wolf says her symptoms are mild and she's feeling all right. She's in isolation. The mayor says she doesn't know when she was exposed or how long she's had the virus. She says her symptoms do match her normal seasonal allergies. Let's take a look at today's coronavirus numbers statewide. The state is reporting its highest single-day total. More than 4,000 tests came back positive. Now, more than 331,000 infections have been diagnosed since the pandemic began. There's also been a jump in the 7-day positivity rate. It's now nearly 5%. 53 more people have died. More than 9,100 people have died a COVID-related death in Illinois. Several area counties in central Illinois have reported deaths in the last 24 hours, including Champaign, Christian, Moultrie, and Shelby counties. Champaign County is back where it started as part of Region 6 in the state's coronavirus plan. Earlier this month, the Illinois Department of Health dropped the county from the region. Officials said the high number of tests at the U of I distorted the data after protests from area mayors and as Region 6 moved toward a higher positivity rate, which could have set the entire region back a phase in the state's plan. IDPH officials are back to including the county in that region. U of I saliva test data, however, is now separate from the rest. They were hit by the pandemic and then a hailstorm, while one pumpkin patch is still having a good year. Plus this.
They quantify the disparity.
Lawmakers are talking about racial inequalities in housing and acquiring loans. Why they say this is just a piece of a bigger puzzle.
WCIA 3 News is sponsored by Pause and Remember.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet is the modern general store, which means we have everything you need to make this holiday season special. And when it comes to things you want this year, let others know by making your very own Christmas wish list. It's easy. Just download the Blaine's Farm and Fleet app, scan products in store or add them online, and share your wish list with family and friends. Plus, one lucky winner will win their wish list up to $500. Make this Christmas special with the Blaine's Farm and Fleet app. Download it today.
Sound familiar? You have multiple medication bottles and you can't remember when to take them. Villa Grove Pharmacy is now offering a safe and convenient medication packaging system that will make it easy to manage and take your medications. It's called Dispill. Imagine all your medication in this easy-to-use custom package dispenser. Your medication is arranged by the day and time of day to take it. Dispill is a free service and there's no charge for delivery or shipping. Villa Grove Pharmacy, 4 North Main Street in Villa Grove.
Buick Dealer of the Year savings continue at Depot's Auto Group. This month, you can save $7,000 off on a 2020 Buick Encore or save $8,000 on a 2020 Buick Envision. If your vehicle doesn't have a Depot sticker, you probably paid too much.
When you sign up on DraftKings at Casino Queen Sportsbook, you can get a bonus up to $1,000. But what are you going to do with all that cash? Throw it on a lock? How about a 5-team parlay? You hit it, you are swimming in moolah. Signing up is simple, and getting a bonus up to $1,000 makes it even sweeter. So download the DraftKings at Casino Queen Sportsbook app. Get your bonus and make it rain.
Buick Dealer of the Year savings continue at Depot's Auto Group. This month, you can save $7,000 off on a 2020 Buick Encore or save $8,000 on a 2020 Buick Envision. If your vehicle doesn't have a Depot sticker, you probably paid too much.
Live from your local news leader, Jennifer Roscoe, Paul Cicchini, and Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Kevin Lighty. You're watching WCIA 3 News at 5.
It was important to have the quantifiable information, the data.
Members of the Legislative Black Caucus held another hearing today to move forward on their legislative agenda. The end goal is to build a package of legislation that touches on each of the caucus's 4 pillars. WCIA 3's Cole Henke's live in our Capitol newsroom tonight. So, Cole, what was the focus of that hearing today?
The hearing today focused on trying to solve the issue of racial inequalities when it comes to securing a loan or the prices that one can sell their home at. Senator Jacqueline Collins led the hearing today, and members of the Black Caucus were joined by state officials like Treasurer Mike Frerichs and leaders from a few banks. Collins says the problem of minorities being subjected to predatory lenders is not a new one, but recent investigations into how widespread the problem is in Illinois caused her to act.
Communities of color had the anecdotal evidence for it. what the investigative report provided was that they quantified the disparity.
This topic falls under the economic growth pillar of the Black Caucus's agenda. Other pillars include criminal justice reform, which Governor Pritzker said that he expects to be acted on in November's veto session. But Collins says she doesn't know exactly what legislation concerning this topic will look like. Instead, she's planning on holding a few more hearings and listening to a few more ideas. Paul?
All right, Cole, I know you'll follow that story and bring us any updates as they develop. Thanks. Well, the Black Caucus's 4 pillars are criminal justice reform, education and workforce development, economic access, equity and opportunity, healthcare, and human services. Eventually, they plan to release legislation focusing on all 4. Jack, what a difference a day makes.
Yeah, Paul, we had 80s and field fires yesterday. We've got 50s and cold temperatures out there for much of the day today, and then we have a freeze warning overnight tonight. So within 36 hours, things have gone about 50 degrees colder.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, it's definitely Midwest weather at its finest. As we take a look at our weather almanac, though, today temperatures actually look not that bad when you look at it on paper, because our high today was 64. The thing is, that's actually the temperature that it was at midnight when the cold front was coming through. Much of our afternoon has been spent in the 50s. We'll talk about cooler temperatures for tomorrow as well as for the week, and more rain chances next.